let's talk a little bit about how Democrats could possibly bungle this, because as we know, Democrats are serial bunglers sometimes.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
depending on which Democrat you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to leadership, almost all the time.
Yes. So let's get into the details on that, because I think this is something to watch out for. So, we've just learned that Nancy Pelosi will pursue an impeachment inquiry, which is great news. This is something that she's been resisting. However, there are some signs, some hints indicating that she could bungle this based on the way she wants the impeachment inquiry to move forward. So according to the Washington Post, Pelosi and top Democrats have been privately discussing the creation of a select committee to conduct the possible impeachment of Trump. The California Democrat has spoken to key allies in recent days about establishing a special panel rather than leaving the task with the House Judiciary Committee. Now, keep in mind that the House Judiciary Committee has been investigating Donald Trump. And so to create a special new committee to pursue impeachment would really take us back to square one, and it would waste time.
Yeah, so today in her announcement, real quick, Anna, so she kind of did this weird half measure, which I'm a little confused by. So people were reporting, as Anna mentioned, that she might go with a select committee, and the judiciary would normally handle it, and they've already been handling it for months. So why wouldn't she want judiciary to handle it? Because Jerry Nadler pushed her towards impeachment. He was right, and that drives her crazy. So she wants to punish him for being right, and then a select committee would allow her to pick all of her favorite weak Democrats, stack the committee, etc. But in her announcement, she didn't say select committee, as was reported earlier. She wound up saying, we're gonna have all 6 committees look into it under the umbrella of impeachment hearings. I'm not positive what that means. Historically, the Judiciary Committee would lead, it should lead. It's not like I'm a giant fan of Jerry Nadler, but he was right about impeachment. He was right to go forward and put pressure on Pelosi. So he should not be punished for being right.
I absolutely agree with you on that. And one other person who agrees is Representative Ocasio-Cortez, who wrote, quote, "Judiciary has been investigating and putting the pieces together for months. Impeachment belongs there. We must honor jurisdiction, historical precedent, and work done, plus allow judiciary to move forward." Now, as Cenk alluded to, the Post did report that this select committee would give Nancy Pelosi some more power, and it would allow her to place someone like Representative Adam Schiff in a leadership role, or at least an important position in the impeachment. Now, I bring up Adam Schiff because remember, we just spoke about him during yesterday's show, and we critiqued just his presentation in regard to impeachment. I want to remind you about that in this next video. Take a quick look.
If the president did, in fact, in that phone call, push the Ukrainian president to investigate Hunter Biden and Joe Biden 8 times, as the Wall Street Journal reported, is it an impeachable offense in your view?
Well, Jake, you know I have been very reluctant to go down the path of impeachment for the reason that I think the founders contemplated in a country that has elections every 4 years, that this would be an extraordinary remedy, a remedy of last resort, not first resort. But if the president is essentially withholding military aid at the same time that he is trying to browbeat a foreign leader into doing something illicit, that is providing dirt on his opponent during a presidential campaign, then that may be the only remedy that is co-equal to the evil that conduct represents. We're going to hear from the director.
So you kind of get a sense that.
Yeah, I mean, he'll throw it on for minutes on end about how co-equal to the evil of the current status of the blah, 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 and blee, blee, blee. That was just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And Pelosi's like, ooh, that's really good, because I don't know what that means, and it sounds really weak. Let's have him lead up impeachment.
Yeah, that would be a disaster. So there is a way to bungle this, and I really hope that she doesn't move forward with this idea to have a new committee launch this impeachment inquiry and do the investigations necessary. Why would you want to move backward when you know the Judiciary Committee has already been investigating Trump's
Because that's all
actions?
she does. I mean, the only way that it could be worse is if she put Richard Neal on the committee. So these are the people that have been protecting Donald Trump all throughout. Richard Neal, who's the head of the House Ways and Means Committee, a huge ally of Nancy Pelosi, refused to ask for Donald Trump's tax returns in the beginning at the national level, and then most importantly, New York said, here, have a state tax returns, and he said, I don't want them. So These are the serial bunglers of the Democratic Party. Now look at Ocasio-Cortez, of course, strong progressive, coming out and saying, wait, I thought you guys were lecturing me the entire time I've been here about historical precedent and jurisdiction and honoring the traditions of the House. Well, here we are. Shouldn't we honor the traditions of the House by doing the Judiciary Committee? I mean, I didn't mean traditions. Yeah, that's what I thought, okay? So she's totally right on that, busted him on it. Another important element of that, and then I'm gonna turn to why it's gonna work anyway, okay? Another important element is if you have a new select committee, that takes time to put together, and then you have to bring the evidence from the other committees, and so it buys Trump more time. Whereas the Judiciary Committee has already done the work on it, they're ready to go right now, right? So Pelosi, even as she finally succumbs to the overwhelming pressure on the Democratic side to do impeachment, is still fighting it behind the scenes like, but can we slow it down? Can we make it less effective? It's incredible, it's amazing. But I'll tell you right now, mainstream media, you know how they are. So I'll say it ahead of time as I always do. Later, they will give Pelosi all the credit. They'll say, what bold leadership to start impeachment. Oh my God, that's why she's such a great Speaker of the House. She knew exactly how to do it. Okay, hilarious. No, today, before impeachment begins, that is nonsense. That is not what happened. Thanks for watching this free clip of the Young Turks. Don't forget to become a TYT member today. For more exclusive content, join now at tyt.com/join.